Okay. Yeah, before the reading, I just wanted to, um, let you guys know that, uh, I've recorded hundreds of videos for this channel that I've never released. Many of those videos were just one or two at a sitting. It takes me a very long time to set up, to get into the mood to record. And then I record them and I see or hear something that I'd rather not put out. I'd rather not have that kind of influence on you guys. I know there are some tarot card readers that are very, very accurate. And I promise you, from the bottom of my heart, I try not to watch. I try not to watch them. Because it's one thing to know that the tarot and astrology exist, that they're real. It's another thing to entertain them, to keep trying to get information out of it. Because if you really think about it, they should not be real. They shouldn't work. Before I got into astrology, you couldn't pay me to look up my own birth chart. It's just so preposterous. The notion of planets so far away affecting us in any way, it really is ludicrous. But somehow it's real. If you would have told me before I found out, I would have told you that you need to see a doctor. I would have thought, at the very least thought to myself, that you need to see a good doctor. My father passed away, and my mother had advanced knowledge of it. The psychic told her that a very important male from her life, that something would happen. And it turned out she used astrology and tarot. Again, before this, I never entertained it. It's crazy to think about that any of this could possibly be real. But then I found out, and it absolutely is real. I would think a lot, like, what kind of, what is this reality? Tarot has no right to work. It has no right to be real. No right. So what kind of reality is this again? I don't think that looking into astrology more and more and more and trying to figure out what's going to happen is the right course of action. Just understanding what kind of reality we live in, that something like this is possible, should give you should give you a spark of hope, maybe, that anything is possible, including this reading or that reading not being your future, astrology not being your future. And it's very hard for me after so long to, truly come to this conclusion, but I have. That you are the creator, that you have the power, not anything around you, not anything outside of you, and to never give that power away. We are so lucky to be here, to experience this. So lucky. And, sometimes I would be very much influenced by a reading to my detriment. Waiting for something bad to happen that a reader who I, really respect say something bad is going to happen over the course of the next month, giving you a very vague explanation here, and nothing happening. Same thing with something very good happening and nothing happening. It's very easy, accurate to read past and current energies, but always take future energies with a grain of salt or skip them altogether. I would honestly recommend not watching tarot at all. I can recommend you some channels that I watch that are very, very helpful, that will change your life. It's very hard for me. This is what I considered my career, what I wanted to be my career. I do think that no one in the world is more open, or more conditioned rather, to the impossibilities of this reality, that being tarot and astrology. It's impossible. And those of us who have been involved with it throughout the years should take a second to think about the ramifications of their existence. Because you guys are the ones most capable on this planet of really changing your lives, of really understanding that this isn't possible. If this is real, if this is possible, what else is possible? And I'm here to tell you that anything is possible. It all depends on you, on your reaction to it. If something bad happens and you don't react to it in the regular way, you accept it and allow it to occur without a reaction from you, knowing that everything happens for you, not to you, but for you, then everything changes. It's I'd like to say that it's very easy to do, but it wasn't easy for me to realize this reality is so real. It's so real. All these things that happen to us are so real. But if you take a second to just look at your dog or your cat, look around how perfect everything is. It's very easy. It really is very easy to start to understand what this is all about. If we're all God, then, God can do whatever he wants, whenever he wants. He's infinite, and being able to do whatever he wants, he can spend years indulging in, pleasure. But eventually you have to stop. You have to stop that in order to take that breath and, have some sort of, gauge what just happened. To be able to gauge what just happened, all the pleasure, you need to exhale. And I can't think of a better way to surprise himself, to surprise God, than live half your life and not knowing this, not knowing that you are the God, and then discovering it. Growing up, I had very bad anxiety. It was very hard for me to go to school, to talk to people. Because everything in my mind was just so perfect. Every person, even the ones that I didn't particularly like, they all had something about them that made them just more, I felt that they were more natural than me. Okay. I may continue this if you guys want to comment. I'm going to perhaps make more of these videos where I talk about this. This is the most important thing in the world to talk about. I really did, for the last few years, speculate rather, that astrology and tarot would wake the world up. Helping people, conditioning people towards believing in the impossible. Yeah. I still very much believe that. I really do just want you guys to know that, to not take this too seriously. Thank you. Okay, Gemini. You have number 37 card. Yeah, I feel like this card is trying to, I feel like there's a lot of people in your life right now. There's a lot of situations going on. This is what this card is emphasizing, that there's a lot of people involved right now. very busy. Yeah, you know, it is the retrograde right now, double retrograde with Venus and Mercury. So I feel like there may be a lot of people from your past that are possibly coming back, showing up. Very interesting. There's just a lot of people, a lot going on. A lot of different like stories, a lot of different situations to have to, keep track of. I feel like it's taking a lot of your energy, for sure. Wow, you have the Ace of Cups here. Yeah, there's definitely something here that has your attention. Yeah, the Ace of Cups normally points towards, a new way of feeling about something. This can be a love. Usually when we fall in love, it feels like it's for the first time ever, because the person is usually different, right? Different circumstances. Yeah, it always feels like it's the best, the best love so far. So yeah, there's definitely a new love here. It can be, of course, for a person, as I said, a lot of people here are being emphasized, but it can be a new form of music, a new form of art, something like that. Feeling very, very, very emotionally connected with whatever this is. Yeah, something that's very pure. Authentic, true. Oh, very good. Very good. Yeah, this may indicate that, there really is a strong, new love, perhaps, with a group of people, a community of some sort of collective, perhaps. Wow, Queen of Cups. Yeah, this can indicate some sort of new understanding or newfound respect of some sort. For me, this can be something within the home. Regarding family or home, the Queen of Cups here, representative of the fourth house. I see the Queen of Cups is also representative of the sign Gemini, specifically the last 10 degrees of Gemini. So Gemini's born June 10th to the 20th, roughly. But also the first 20 degrees of Cancer. So Cancerians born around June 20th to the 1st of July, 2nd of July, or rather the 10th of July, excuse me. Yeah, the fourth house represents, it's arguably the most important house. The entire chart is built on top of the fourth house. It's the very bottom of the chart. You really have to have a stable fourth house in order to, make it worth it. Going out to work, doing this, doing that. You traditionally do all these things in order to come back home and improve your family life, improve your actual home, your physical home. The fourth house, four walls. But yeah, there can be this newfound love for something within the home, perhaps having to do with community, perhaps having to do with family or people from the past here. You have these pictures, these memories. You know, the fourth house, ruled by Cancer, is very, very much connected with memories. Very good. Yeah, this can have something to do with a mother, becoming a mother, you know, mother energy. Yeah, someone around you may possibly be wanting to start a family of some sort. But there's a very, very deep emotional connection here. The deepest, you know, the Queen of Cups here. Something very true, authentic, you know, genuine love. Feeling like it's something new, like there's something new opening up here regarding this. Yeah, very good. Yeah, water is very much emphasized here by these two cards. More specifically, Cancer. But you can also be dealing with Gemini, Pisces, or Scorpio. Wow, very good. Pull one more card for you guys. Very good. Wow. You have the number 32 card here. Yeah, I definitely see this as the card of memories. Yeah, thinking about something, perhaps waiting on something to come in, or having been waiting for something to come in and it comes in, possibly regarding home, love. You have this girl here. She has, I'm guessing she's rather young. She has this doll. So a child may be emphasized, receiving word from someone regarding children. Some sort of memory. She has this locket here that's opening up. But really feeling like whatever this is, it's very genuine, authentic, you know. She's dressed in blue. Very good. Yeah, there may have been a letter or some sort of exchange between you and another. Perhaps talking about memories. This can be a mother-daughter relationship, or, you know, one that someone can look at it as if it was a daughter-mother relationship, like a mentor of sorts. Very good. Yeah, you know, it looks like she has her eyes closed. So perhaps, you know, if you're not experiencing this energy right now, closing your eyes and meditating for 3-4 minutes a day will help invoke it. Absolutely. Okay, Gemini, thank you.